Hey everybody, today we are back at Mesa RV in Port St Lucie, and we're looking at this North Trail Ultralight. It is the 31 BHDD. Well, fancy meeting you here.
Well, hello there.
So let's take a look at the inside of this thing. So since we were already up here in the front, when you walk in the door right here, the first thing to your right is the bedroom. So we'll go ahead and start there. I've talked about this in a lot of my videos. I do this because being tall, beds and bathrooms are my thing. Now, it says king bed right there, king size, okay? I've measured this. This is not a residential king. It is 80 by 72. A residential king is 80 by 76. So residential linens aren't quite gonna fit, okay? But it is in the RV standard a king bed. So these are things that you wanna look at when you're looking at beds and other things in RVs. Just make sure I always bring a tape measure with me every time I'm going to go look at RVs, because I want to make sure that it actually, what the real size is. All right, anyway, moving on. Storage. You got a little hanging rod up there, so you can put some hanging things in there. And as you see, it's really deep. It's some real deep storage, okay? Up here, you've got a power switch and an outlet for what I'm not sure. Now, down here next to the bed, all the way up there, is some outlets, and it looks like USB plugs, so you can charge your phone at night, which is kind of nice. And having this little platform here, you can just lean it on there. Over here, I'm assuming because this is where the cable outlet is, this is where you would put your TV. It just doesn't say TV backer here. Normally they put a sticker there, but this one is missing it. So let's go out here. And right when you walk in the door, just past the bedroom, there's this nice little seat. This is kind of cute. Got these little octopus hangers. I call them octopus hangers. Looks like an octopus, right? So you can hang your jackets or whatever sweaters there. And, your shoes can go underneath there. And obviously a nice place to sit while you put your shoes on. And if you're tall like me, there's a mirror. You can see. I'm the only one that can see. Right? No one else is going to be able to see anything in that but a tall guy or a tall girl. All right, now over here, this is a really neat pantry. All right, so you can store lots of food, okay? However, those shelves, paper thin. It's just Luan. So if you put any kind of amount of weight in there, those are gonna probably break, so you're gonna need some adjustments. Now, this does have a nice banquette, nice big banquette. So you can do some eating at this thing, all right? And then right across from the banquette, we've got the kitchen. All right, so not a ton of countertop space, Lisa, right?
No, not a ton of countertop space. You do have your 3-burner stove with your microwave overhead. Oh yeah, you do have the oven down here below.
Yeah, a little mini oven, that's nice.
Yeah, you have your refrigerator and freezer.
Yep. Oh, this is that chalkboard thing too? Yeah, it is. Feel it? This is what they call doodle ready or doodle something or other. So the face of the refrigerator is actually like a chalkboard. So if you've got kids, they can, do chalk on the refrigerator.
And then over here you have a nice big basin sink.
That is pretty big. Look at that.
Yeah, that is a nice big sink.
Solid surface countertops too. This is not a laminate. That's solid surface.
True. Yeah, that's a rarity in travel trailers, definitely. You have some overhead storage. You've got some drawers here, and there's a little bit of underneath storage, tiny bit of underneath storage.
Okay. And then when I first came in, you were sitting in the living room.
I was.
This obviously folds out into also a little bed.
It does.
So does the banquette. So you can actually sleep a lot of people in here, right? And right across from the little living room sofa is a really big entertainment center. That is really big. The TV's not huge, but it's perfect for this size RV. And so there is storage all the way around, all the way underneath. There's just a ton of storage in that little entertainment center. As you can see, it goes all the way back, which is awesome. All right, and next to it, you've got, I'm gonna say this is your closet for the bunks, okay? Because you see there's a little hanging rod here, and these shelves, as you can see, are not permanently mounted, so they can come out if you're gonna use this for storing clothes for the people in the bunks, okay? Now, these are really wide bunks, okay? But remember, all bunks and RVs have weight limits. If you're a decent sized adult, two things are gonna happen. One, well, you might not be able to fit because of weight. Two, you're gonna be uncomfortable because these things are paper thin, all right? It's just a little piece of foam. It's not like gel foam, it's literally just foam, okay? And three, if you're a tall guy like me, your feet aren't gonna fit in there, okay? But kids, teenagers, perfect for them. What's also neat is you see it's got a curtain that you can close, and so once it's bedtime, that you can close the curtain and they'll, you know, privacy, if you will. Underneath, there's some storage as well, so you can store some stuff down there. All right, I think we just have one door left. What is that? Well, hey, you know what that means.
It's time for Tall Man's Toilet Test.
So this bathroom presents some challenges for a tall guy. What I do like is that there's a separate door. So if you're entertaining people, they can access this bathroom from the outside, okay? That's one nice, okay? But from a tall man standpoint, the way this is cut and where this is, you'd actually have to sit a little bit cockeyed on the toilet to fit. So I don't know why they didn't just mount the toilet a little bit cockeyed so you're sitting here, but they put it straight. And so this little handle is really sharp, all right? I just actually scraped myself on it. So be careful if you're tall on this toilet. I'm not gonna give it a thumbs up. I'm not gonna give it a thumbs down, but it is gonna be a little challenging. You are gonna have to sort of sit a little cockeyed, which really isn't the best thing, but it's okay. As far as everything else goes, you got a little corner sink. There is a little extra storage here, which is fine, so you can put your you know, all the stuff we talk about, your toothbrush and toothpaste and lotions and all that stuff. So there's a little spot for that. There is the tiniest bit of storage underneath here. I mean, it is very, very, very tiny. There's just not much in there, but you know, you could probably store 6 rolls of toilet paper maybe, okay? Up top is a tiny medicine cabinet, all right, with obviously some glass there. I'm not sure how that is for tall people. I'm sure I'll be looking at my chin, so yeah, I'm looking at my chin. So, all right, so let's climb in the shower. All right, so from a height standpoint, I'm okay. I'm in the bubble. I'm about 1 inch from the top of the bubble. Again, I know it's a skylight, but I always call it a bubble. And so from a height standpoint, we're pretty good. The rest of the stuff in the shower, I'm not particularly fond of. It's got this swooping type base. It kind of curves in at the bottom. So your feet aren't sitting flat. They're kind of curved in, which forces your knees in. Again, this is for a tall person. If you're shorter and have smaller stature, your feet are going to be a little bit tighter anyway. But for a tall person, this is going to present some challenges. The shower head, again, you can see where it is. It's beneath my head. I'm going to have to bend way down to get my hair washed, what little there is, but there's still some there, okay? The curtain, I talk about this in all my videos. One of my biggest pet peeves is just a shower curtain. I'd rather have a permanent type thing. I have a link down in the description for this perfect, it's a retractable door. It's absolutely perfect. Check that out if you want to. This would be the first thing I upgrade. I bought this thing comes out the second I take it off the lot, and I put that retractable door in there. So all in all, I'd really probably have to give this shower, well, you know, like the toilet. I fit in it height-wise, but everything, you know what? Yeah, just not good for the tall person. All right, so this does have an electric awning. It's pretty big. I'd say 18 to 20 feet. It does cover, I don't know, 2/3 to 2/3 to 3/4 of the side. Okay, nice big storage compartment. All right, so you can store all your stuff up there that you need. It is wired for sound on the outside. You have a nice outdoor kitchen. All right, your axles are spread apart a little bit to give a little bit more stability when you're driving down the road. I like to see that. Okay, there's a secondary door here around the back. Your spare tire is actually mounted to, this is like an accessory rack. So when you're driving somewhere, if you want to store some stuff going down the road, you'd lower that down and you could store some stuff on that going down the road, which is nice. Now this is pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera, but as you see, there is no ladder. So you're gonna have to carry a ladder with you if you, for doing your rooftop inspections, which need to be done. Okay, here is your connection for your power. All right, here is your connection for your sewer. Now that is the black tank. And then you got another connection over there for a black and a gray. Let's keep on going. Nice big slide. They are cable slides. North Trail uses the cable slide. Very reliable. This has two 20-pound propane tanks and also an electric tongue jack, so you don't have to worry about cranking that up to get it off your truck. All right, so let us know what you think of the 31 BHDD by North Trail. There's some amazing floor space in here. I didn't really point it out too much when we were walking around, but it is a huge open floor plan, which is really neat. There are a couple of challenges. The bathroom, which is separated from, meaning it has a separate door from the outside. So if you have guests over and you're entertaining outside, you can come in from the outside, which is great. But from a tall man standpoint, the toilet's in kind of an awkward place. If they just twisted it just a little bit, it would really be great. It would be perfect. The shower, again, challenges for a tall person. Other than that, I mean, we love the entertainment center. I mean, there's some nice things in here. Let us know what you think. Drop a comment down there. If you guys are just joining us for the first time, you've never seen our channel before, do us a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. It does all kinds of wonderful things for us. The YouTube algorithm just loves it when you hit that thumbs up. So do us a favor, hit the thumbs up for us. For those who have already subscribed and are coming back and watching our reviews, thank you so much. We do love you guys, we really do. So until the next time, everyone, be safe.